Hello there everyone, welcome to another video here on the Mega Luke Gaming channel. It's the weekend, so we have something different for you. We have a video that I have loved doing on the FM Scout YouTube channel, and now I'm bringing it here. It is the Player Spotlight, and today we have a player who I don't think I've heard anyone mention whatsoever. He's from Ecuador. He is a wonder kid. Let's have a look at him, shall we? But before we do, I need your support now more than ever. The likes that you guys leave on the video, more important than ever. The comments down below as well. Massive support is needed just from you so I can keep doing these type of videos that I know you guys all love and enjoy. So please consider smashing the like button. If you haven't done so already and you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing as well. We have roughly about 40% of the people watching my videos now not subscribed. If you guys can press that button, it's as easy as that. Within 2 seconds you can do it. Hopefully I can get more and more people, my channel can grow more and more, and I can bring you more videos like this, which you all seem to enjoy. Anyway, Johan Mina is his name. Here he is. Yes, here he is indeed, 17 years old. As you can see, he is playing currently in the cam role. He can play as a striker. He can also play off both wings. And I suppose if you train him a little bit more and start playing him, he'll progress into a natural winger as well. Which, to be fair, I think he possibly could. But we are going to be playing him today in the cam role. Now, before we go over what team I have selected for this man, a little bit about what you can offer. So this guy has a potential range of up to 160 potential ability. So that still is really good. But the reason why I think he is extremely valuable to you for signing this man, and you would have to load up South American's Ecuadorian country. Obviously, they don't have a league available, but if you go to the advanced search, you can load up Ecuador as a country, and he should appear. Or if you load up just South America in general, which I do recommend you doing anyway, you can get him. Now, he plays for Emelec, which is in Ecuador, and you can pick him up as an approach to sign. However, you will be spending roughly about 1 to 2 million on him. But if you offer them money straight off the bat, you can sign them for really cheap. So they want 750 there, and I'm pretty sure I knocked him down to 450. Let's try 425. 425, accepted. Can't ask much more than that. Now, yes, I know he doesn't have good determination here. However, it does vary from game to game, like his potential ability will as well. So he has the potential range of 130 to 160, I think. Don't quote me on that. I know it's up to 160 anyway. So you could potentially get a player with 158, or you could potentially get a player of like 135 and get a totally different player with different determination, etc, etc. It all relies on every single game and the randomization of the potential range. So what I have basically done is I've put him at PSG, I have loaded the game, and I have looked, and he has good determination, he has good work rate, so let's hope that we have a very good player on our hands. So here we are at PSV, and we're not going to concentrate too much on how PSV do. We know Ajax are very dominant in this league, and hopefully we do win a couple of league titles, and hopefully Johan Mina does carry them to a couple of these league titles. But we are more focusing on the player himself. That's what we need to be focusing on. So here we go. Exactly the same player, but this time with 17 determination. So let's hope we have a good one. Now, I've put him in the PSV squad because I think he will definitely suit the players around him. I'd like to see what we can do in the Dutch league, and the Dutch league does sort of have like a reputation of signing these like unknown South American players and turning them into beast players before they eventually move on to the bigger European clubs. You know, R9 being probably one of the big ones. Luis Suarez being another one. Found himself in the Dutch league, then moving to Ajax. Obviously in the Dutch league again, then obviously to Liverpool before moving to Barcelona. Now, I've made a transfer in the future to Ajax, so he won't be moving anywhere, so we can just carry on going as you like. As you can see, his value is at 250k. That won't necessarily matter too much because we need to consider this transfer in the future being a factor within that. So the tactic I am using is one of Ryan Cassidy's called the Claymore. I'm quite intrigued with it. I picked it myself because I'd like to see what Mina can do in a shadow striker role. I think this could potentially be his best role because his passing isn't too high, but he has the ability to, like, good dribbling and fairly decent finishing and good long shots. I want to see what he can do in that shadow striker role. Very similar to the Enganche role as well. So anyway, I've blabbered on enough now. Let's go forward a couple of seasons to begin with. See how he's easing into the Dutch league. Right, here we go. End of season 2 and PSV find themselves in 3rd position. Feyenoord winning, which is my favourite Dutch team, by 20 points above PSV. Anyway, as you can see, what I actually did was I changed the tactic round to Savage Thoughts in the end. I did the first season, not so good. I wanted to keep the shadow striker role, and Ryan Cassidy has an abundance of very good tactics. This one also had the shadow striker role in it, so I'm using this one instead. Savage Thoughts. Now, let's have a look at Mina. Oh, wow. So he's already progressed. Lovely. After 2 years. So I did this experiment a long time ago, and I forgot how good he actually gets. His passing and his vision, unbelievable. Very good indeed. And after, let's before we even look at how he's actually been doing, let's look at his attributes because I'm intrigued already. I need to remove my webcam so you can see how many green attributes we have here of how well he has progressed in such a short space of time. Just 2 seasons and he's already looking very good indeed. Now let's have a look at how he's been getting on. So if we go to history, he has done quite well actually. Some average rating wise, maybe not so much, but 7 goals, 6 assists, 6 goals, 3 assists for his ability at the time, I actually think is quite good. And if we do have a look at the player himself, he's already up to 145 current ability. So he's almost, he's past its halfway potential peak. Like, we are looking at 160 being his maximum. That's only 15 away. We're looking very good. In total, across all of the competitions that they have played, 13 goals, 10 assists, 13 goals in total with 6 in the Euro Cup. So that's a fairly successful season. He's doing it in Europe as well. Already looking quite good. Let's go forward a few more years. Right, we are back after the 4th season, and look at that. PSV are champions by 10 points as well. So really, they dominated the league. That's great. We'll have a look at other things as well. And I've also noticed Myron Boadu is their top goal scorer. So they have signed Myron Boadu, potentially the best Dutch striker on this game. And they've managed to keep Mohamed Ihataren. And they've got Wilke Fariniez, who is a very good goalkeeper on this game too. So it looks like they are doing the business in the transfer market. They have 70 million to play around with too. Very good. How is our man doing though? Here he is, Johan Mina. So they got quite a small squad there. Interesting. Now, he hasn't progressed as much in the last 2 years, just going up by 3 on the current ability. How has his performances been though? Much better. So much better. 10 goals and 7 assists in the league this season round. 20 goals and 10 assists in total. So he scored 10 goals in other competitions as well. 8 in Continental and 2 in the Cup. This season, 9 goals and 6 assists, so slightly worse than the season before, but he had 1 extra player of the match and he played an extra game. So in total, he actually scored 14 goals and 7 assists. Again, not too bad whatsoever. But I think we can still see better from Johan Mina. I think he's got a better season in him. Here we are then at the end of Season 6, and we are champions once again. So did we retain or did we lose out in that 1 season in between? We actually lost the season before, so that's interesting. We still have Myron Boadu. We also now have Manuel Solomon, who is also a very good player indeed. I'm quite intrigued with this transfer market. They seem to be doing really well, considering I've just holidayed it and let the director of football do it. What about other competitions? Can we see that? Runner-up in that cup, we won the Johan Cruyff, which I don't know whether that's like the Super Cup, maybe? I'm not too sure. It looks like it because there's only 1 goal. I think that's the Super Cup. So they did quite well. That tells me, though, that we've won the cup the season before. We'll check that. Now, we won the league this year, and that seems to be a very good comeback. 18 goals and 14 assists for our man. 152 current ability. So he's close to his max now. He has very good technical abilities, very good mental abilities, and to be honest, the physicals for the position he's playing, agility, natural fitness and stamina is the three I would want to be the highest in behind as a shadow striker. Yes, he's got a bit of pace about him, which is fantastic, but that agility, cutting inside, using his good dribbling ability and his good technique, I think he's a bit of a weapon, viewers. From Ecuador, 23 years old now, and he's producing the goods. His highest season so far in both goals and assists. He's doing it. 7.43 average rating. He's coming into his prime and he's producing the goods. In 34 games, he has had 23 goal contributions. And that is a fantastic return for a player that you can get for 450k. In the Eredivisie, which, yes, although sometimes the Eredivisie is not as good and not one of the big leagues, when you only have the Eredivisie loaded, it's going to be better than what it usually is, if you kind of get my drift, because it's the only league loaded, which means the AI are more likely to sign the bigger players, and I think us keeping Boadu is a sign of that, to be honest, and signing the likes of Mano Solomon. So I think he's doing really well. Let's have a look at his development and his progress. Nope, that's not the one I need. This one is the one I need of all time, and we have a fair few ups on this and a lot of greens. I won't hide my face because I think his physicals are the only one that hasn't actually gone up since the last time we looked at this screen. But as you can see on the mental attributes, other than determination, which has actually gone down by 1, I think, we have some 6s, some 5s, so his mental attributes are climbing, and it's really good to see. Technicals, we do have a few 3s, a couple of 4s as well in heading and marking. Of course, marking is not really appropriate to get 4 marking. It's quite intriguing how an attacker playing shadow strikers managed to get 4 plus in marking. Fair enough. Heading obviously could come down to something quite decent. But as a shadow striker, we'll highlight the role anyway. Is it midfield role then? It's shadow striker. There it is. As an attack, this is what you basically need, and he kind of fills those roles quite nicely with his attributes, so I'm quite impressed with him. He's doing really well. If we have a look at the honours, it turns out that we have twice got to the Europa League final and lost in 2022 and 2024, so that's quite interesting. Of course, we've won the Eredivisie a couple of times. The Cup, we have won that twice. 3 times we have been... 3 times we got to the final, once we were runner-up. So that's not too bad. Winning the Cup twice. We did win that the season before. Like I mentioned, that's why we played in the Super Cup, which we have won this season. Right, so that is 6 years in the future. I think I've got 2 more years to show you. Let's have a look at his final year, Season 8, and see exactly how Johan Mina looks in his prime. So here we are then, June the 1st, 2027, the end of Season 8. And as you can see, we are 2nd in the league behind Ajax. I told you it would be difficult to do just that. We have some different names up there now, but Johan Mina is there for the most assists. So let's go straight to him and see. So if we click off him again and click back on him, we can see the current ability is actually gone down, which I've never seen before on a player spotlight. Maybe he's had a big injury, but his passing's actually gone down slightly. That's weird. So he's actually got worse from the age of 23 to 25. How has it affected his performances, though? I mean, his performances arguably have stayed the same. Just but a few goals and assists from the previous really good season he had, but it looks like he did have some sort of injury because he's missed 5 more games than he did in that season, and he scored 2 less goals and assisted 3 less. However, he's got 2 more player of the matches, so overall he seems to be playing better. Average rating slightly lower, but still very good for this league. A 7.38 for the price you're paying. That's a very good average rating for a PSV side. Now, I'm quite curious why that has actually happened. That is very intriguing to me. A grand total of 13 goals and 11 assists this season. Have they done anything else in the competitions? They got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They're knocked out of the quarterfinals but finaled in the Cup. Bad season overall, really. Did they win the Eredivisie the season before? They didn't, so they lost that season as well. It's been a few years. Divock Origi scoring the most goals this season. This is our man here. So it looks like they're sort of rebuilding their side, really. A couple of youngsters. I've seen a couple of regen names popping up there instead of Johan Mina. So this is the side that he has playing around him. Some names you might recognise. Longley there. Eric Gutierrez still around. Eric Garcia. This was the man who scored... No, not that guy. Who was the guy who scored the most goals? I can't remember what his name was. It was that man. A loan signing. That's not very good. This is probably why they haven't won much. It doesn't look like they've got a striker. That's a shame. Anyway, we're going a bit off topic because we're here to look at one man and one man only. And to be honest, it looks like he's trying to carry the side on his back. It looks like he's been doing very well this season. I won't be surprised if average rating he is up there. He is up there. He is up there in 4th place. So other than a couple of defenders and the guy who scored the most goals this season, he has been the best player. A joint with that guy. So joint attacking best player, really. But he seems to have had more goal contributions. Is that more goal? No, he hasn't. He hasn't. I lied. I can't do maths. Mitchell Huben has actually had one more goal contribution, I think. But he has a value of 13 million. Of course, that might be more if you're playing in a different league, or he doesn't have a guaranteed transfer happening. His valuation might be more, and you probably better get a lot more money for him. So for 450k, this guy is a steal. But remember, you have to have Ecuador loaded. You'd have to have some sort of South American connection or a large database loaded to get this man. But I'm telling you now, it is definitely worth it. So there we have it then. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped, and I hope you have a look at Johan Mina in your future saves or in the save that you already have and see whether or not you have been sleeping on this man, because I can honestly say not one person has even come to me about this player. I don't even think Ryan Cassidy, and we know how many players he knows about, has mentioned this guy. So that goes to show how under the radar this man has been, but how good he possibly can be. I'm looking at him in the screen again. He's not on your screen, he's on mine. And I'm just thinking, I can't believe that guy cost 450k. So that is an absolute bargain. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you continue to support this channel now. And I hope you come here for your player spotlight needs, because there'll be plenty more in the future. So remember, drop a like on the video if you can. That'll be fantastic. Leave a comment down below if there's any players you want me to have a look at, or if you're going to check this player. I'm really intrigued to see what he's like on your game, whether he's signed for a big club, if you have him loaded or not. Please let me know things like that. I'm actually really intrigued. If you haven't even signed him yourself, but you've seen that he's gone to the likes of Liverpool or, someone big, let me know. Or if he's been a complete flop and he stayed at Emelec. Also want to know that too, down in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel as we go on forth to 4,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. And I shall see you in the week for another video. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's another one below that I have picked for you to have a look at. Also, if you'd like to sponsor me as a content creator by pledging to my Patreon page, you can do just that by following the link below and be like one of these wonderful people. Thank you.